It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So this week's video is going to be another What's Sold video. I know you all love the What's Sold videos, so I'm going to keep making them. And I've had a ton of sales, so fortunately I've been blessed to be able to do so. So we're going to talk about what's sold in my eBay store this week, what kind of items you should be on the lookout for. Let's talk about it. First off, we have a St. Louis Rams Aaron Donald jersey. Now this was kind of a rare jersey, and I purchased it for $10 at Goodwill. I was kind of on the fence about it, but apparently it was a good idea to buy it because it sold just a few days later for $40. So that was a great flip. It was kind of, yeah, because it was a rare jersey and because the Rams are still, in it to win it, it's a good time to snag these kind of items. Next, we have a very, very old Monopoly game from, I think, 1935, if I remember correctly. So I bought this at a garage sale. It was very cheap, $5. These very old Monopolies sell for big money, as you can see. This sold for $58. It did not sell overnight. It did take a little bit of time, but at that price, it's not going to sell very quickly, but it definitely sold. I actually have one more that I still have to sell, so I hope to make $58 more on the next one. Next, we have an NBC Sports hat. I generally have had very bad luck with hats. I sell them once in a great while, but I definitely pick up more than I sell. So I'm working on trying to learn hats better and what sells better, but I did see good comps for this one and quite a few of them. So this one sat for a little while, but I only paid $2 for it. Hats are super cheap at my Goodwill. So it sold for $25.50. Good little flip. Next, this was a big sale. This is my biggest sale of the week. These Bratz dolls. I had purchased a large lot of Bratz dolls, and I've sold off individual, more valuable dolls already. So I'm actually long in the green on this lot. And I just, unfortunately, I don't have great things to say about a lot of the folks that buy Bratz dolls. I've had some kind of not so great experiences with them. They're very picky. They want them for very low amounts of money. A lot of them are at that age where they're kind of broke college students, so they don't have a lot of money to spend on this kind of stuff. This order sold internationally, and I am very happy to be rid of them. Will I buy Bratz dolls again in the future? Yeah, if they're super, super valuable ones, but I probably won't buy a lot of common ones anymore because it's just not worth it to me. Next, we have a lot of Maxell XL2 90-minute blank cassette tapes. I just bought these the other day as well. And I paid $5, $1 each tape. And they sold very quickly for $32. This particular brand of cassette tape is great. I buy cassette tapes that are blank a lot. And I definitely have more listed than I've sold. I don't know why I keep buying them. If they're not the greatest of brands, I probably need to stop, but I knew to pick these ones up. I buy blank cassettes like the apocalypse is going to happen and they're going to be like this necessary thing that you need to have. So I don't really know why I buy so many of them, but these ones are good ones. So when it comes to blank cassettes, definitely look for Maxell XL2's 90 minutes or longer. I believe they make 120 as well, which are good. Next, another sale from that big vintage toy lot that I bought. This is a Major Matt Mason. Again, these are shoes this time. And these shoes, it wasn't the greatest picture ever. I did not do a good job on that. But anyway, they still sold. Rare enough, it doesn't matter if the picture is good. So $53 those sold for. So that was an excellent sale. And I'm still working towards getting in the green on that vintage toy lot, but I'm going to be there pretty soon. Like if things keep going out of that lot the way they have been, it's, another 2 weeks, I'll be working in the green. And there's so much more still to list. So it was a great lot to pick up. Next, we have a North Face hoodie. This, I paid $5 for. Goodwill did not mark this up. I saw the comps were in the $30 range. I've had this for a while. I lowered it down a little bit each time. Every 30 days, I would lower the price. We got down to $29.91, and that is where we stopped. So somebody paid that for this hoodie. It was a really nice soft hoodie. So it is gone. Next, I had never heard of this brand of shoe before, but this got so much interest. So definitely be on the lookout for this brand. This brand is called Irregular Choice, kind of a weird name, right? So Irregular Choice heels. I literally paid $1 for these at a garage sale. Like all their shoes were $1 and they had really, really good ones. So this was just one pair that I got from there. So I paid $1 for those heels and I sold them for $48.50. Great sale. Next, we have from the Zoomies store, we have a Vans foam promo poster. It's very large. I bought it for $5 at a garage sale. I have a couple more that are still waiting for homes, and this was not a quick seller. It is big, and it's kind of appealing to a certain audience, right? So paid $5, sold it for $37. Made sure I charged enough for shipping because it's big. So, but yeah, it found a new home. Next, we have a Transformer, a new one. I've been selling quite a few of these because I recently bought a lot that included a bunch of Transformers. Well, actually, that was all the lot was. So it's different than the vintage toy lot. I also had this Transformers lot. But my vintage toy lot also contained vintage Transformers. So I've got new Transformers that are older, and then I've got older Transformers that were not new. Are you confused yet? So this came from the new lot, the lot of new Transformers. So this one sold for $35. So I am already in the green on this lot that I paid $180 for, and I will make hundreds at the end of the day. Next, a pair of vintage candle blow molds. I believe these were Empire. Those are the really valuable ones. And these I did not pay very much for at all. I got them at a garage sale for $10. And they sold, how about after Christmas, which is awesome, for $100. I lowered the price after Christmas because I figured that was probably the right thing to do. And they're gone. So $100, and I'll take my $90 profit before eBay fees and be happy with that. Next, from that vintage toy lot, we have a Cops and Crooks Roadster. And I sold this car for $25. Looks kind of generic, right? But it actually was definitely worth reselling. So again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The guy I bought that from was a really good picker. I might have just totally overlooked that. Next, I thought this was a Spawn figure. And to anybody who doesn't know, Spawn in general is not good to pick up. New, used, doesn't matter. For some reason, it doesn't carry value. I don't know why, because they're very intricate, detailed figures, you would think. But yeah, not great. But this, fortunately, I looked it up. It was not Spawn. It was from Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 figures are very valuable. So this one went decently fast within a couple of weeks of listing it. And this is the liquor creature. I don't know. I didn't play Resident Evil 2, but this sold for $30. So yeah, that was a really nice sale. Next, we have from the same vintage toy lot, this vintage tin rocket. Really cool. It had a lot of interest and it was in really good shape for its age. And I'm working, like I said, towards getting in the green on this vintage toy lot. That sold for $55. So that was very helpful in helping me get there. Next, we have a Y2K Dooney and Burke bag. These are making a comeback, these vintage ones. A lot of times they have the heart tag on them. So, and there's quite a few different variations from that time period that are selling pretty well on eBay. So I don't pick up all Dooneys, but if they're cheap enough, I will pick up, Y2K era ones and specialty ones. So there's definitely good ones. I paid $5 for this bag and I sold it for $30.97. So it wasn't this big, huge sale, but it had the vintage Y2K look. I knew to pick it up. And that's going to about wrap it up for this week. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm just about to hit the big 6K, the big 6,000 subs. I've been waiting for this for a while, so I thank you all that have subscribed already. But if you haven't, definitely smash that sub button and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, my name is Melanie. This channel's name is Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll see you next week.